I've heard brothers say also that, if you're talking about alpha males, vegans aren't what you think of when you think about alpha men. Um, I've heard brothers tell me when they became vegan, they became more emotional.
Mm.
If you want to move the aggression that it takes to maneuver in this world as a man, especially in this country, do you think veganism is the appropriate diet for a brother who wants to move like a warrior? You on your Tupac energy. Do you think being a vegan is the appropriate diet to facilitate that warrior aura that you want to display to the world?
Okay, so let's go deeper than that. Like let's look at your body is a vehicle of the Most High, of the Creator. Okay,
Mm,
and let's look at some of the most abundant vehicles. Like you would not put crude oil in a Maybach and expect it to run effectively. It needs a specific type of fuel, right? So as you begin to open your consciousness of your mind, and you're doing your spiritual work, your body needs specifics to thrive at a higher accelerated rate to complement what you're doing spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, right? It's called holistic wellness. So I live on a planet that is mostly water and green, right? My body is mainly water. I'm drinking greens and water. The greens are charged by the sun. I'm charging my cells. Well, my cells move more effectively. My prostate moves more effectively. My manhood. There's no blockage in my colon. So there's no impacted waste pushing down on my prostate or mucus, like Dr. Sabi will talk about the blockages, right? There are no blockages pushing down. So therefore I can do more work at a high quality. My water is like how I internally libate is a complement to how I feed my mind. How I feed my mind is complementary to how I do my daily spiritual observances. How my spiritual observances are an extension of me doing physical disciplines, whether it be African dance, martial arts, resistance training, strength training, calisthenics, just to celebrate that I have limbs that work. So all of these work in tandem for you to move effectively. Now, that's a loaded description. We associate aggression with non-vegan, right? And well, let me tell you something, man. You know what's aggressive? Prostate cancer. That's aggressive. Okay, cancer of cancer in your ascending and descending colon. That's aggressive. Okay, a failed kidney, and a failed liver, heart attacks. Those are aggressive situations. And so there are foods or drugs masquerading as foods that we put inside our machine that clog up our effective ability to do more work.
mm,
The human body can adapt. Yes, we can go a long time until we're checked. But the thing is to move effectively on the planet,
mm.
to move and do powerful work. You don't need no mucus and no blockage. Now, if we want to equate aggression and strength, well, the most aggressive alpha in the jungle is the silverback and the gorilla. Weighs over 600 pounds, faster than you can even blink, and it eats what? Greens. That's it. It's plant-based and it's powerful. And it can go to toe-to-toe with any other aggressive uh carnivore. But it's a herbivore.
Mm,
Right? So I just think that one thing about me, Brother Rich, I was born and raised vegan from Queen Afua's womb. I'm 44 years, all my life, vegan,
mm,
from her womb. Now, I don't demonize brothers and sisters who are not vegan. I would encourage more plant-based foods, right? Because everybody's at a different level. But I say this, if you're not vegan, right, then make better choices that you can make. Instead of maybe fried foods, have maybe baked foods, right? Instead of just having all types of maybe cut back on red meats and maybe have just the chicken and fish that's free range and organic. It's not for a whole bunch of, hormones and synthetics. Now, I would want brothers and sisters to have the ability to do more work because their body can move at an effective level. But find what works for you and master your work in the world. Every day, make sure that you're having from AM to PM, Brother Rich, a gallon of water. Hydrate. Your body's 70% water. So the more water you drink, the more harmony you are with yourself and your harmony with the water planet you live on. So start there, right? And then as you begin to master your consciousness and master your body will want to have more fruits and vegetables that are filled with water, right? And so you just start journeying down the pathway of high quality, high value men, high value women, right? That's what Brother Samuel was talking about, right? High value men. So a high value man can't be, talking about I'm making 6 to 8 to 9 figures, but I only put $2 in my stomach to nourish myself. I get a 1 for 2 and think that I'm going to be able to maintain 7, 8, 9, 10 figures without any prostate issues and colon issues. And colon issues and prostate issues are going to stop your work in the world. It's going to slow down your work. Right? It's understanding the language, and maybe brothers and sisters who were plant-based or vegan at one time, Brother Rich, maybe they didn't understand what a system was necessary for them specifically to thrive. Like they may have come into maybe a universal knowledge of it, but they may not have journeyed down a deeper dive. That's why I said we have to do a self-audit. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that works in Supernova Islam may not necessarily work for you, but there are some universal fundamentals. Eat plants, fresh fruits and vegetables. It helps for better colon, better skin. We need to be hydrated, right? The more greens you have in your body, the more your cells are waking up and thriving, right? And so then you say, you do your own self audit, Brother Rich. Have your water, eat some fried food, see how you feel after that. You feel that you could do more work, flushing on your sea moss and on your mega greens, things of that nature. Did you feel more encouraged and more that you could do more work in the world? Did you feel sluggish? You feel blocked? And that's what you look at, Brother Rich. But it's not only food, Brother Rich. Food is also relationships. What are you nourishing yourself with? That's the conversation we're talking about with Dr. Samuels and Dr. Umar is, what type of relationships are we having with ourselves, right? So we can attract and nourishing relationships outside of ourselves. And this is why Man Heal Thyself, Wellness Warrior, we teach our brothers, to establish your fortress of wellness in you and do a daily self-audit. You may try some plant-based things and some vegan things. It may not necessarily be where you show up, right? But what's happening? You're having more water, you're having more fruits and vegetables, right? You're moving more, you're doing your meditation, you're doing your spiritual work, you're doing your soaks. So you may be at that level and it's all good, right? I'm more into encouraging brothers and sisters to find your personal holistic wellness protocol for yourself so you can thrive. Well, does Supernova wish that brothers and sisters be more plant-based and vegan? I would love it. But I understand. I have compassion. Remember, I started with that word, Brother Rich? I have compassion for brothers and sisters who are not. And if I could just encourage you where you may be, pour into you where you may be, and you take that nourishing and you continue to nourish yourself, then what's going to happen is a new you is going to be revealed to you. And you'll know what's necessary for you.
Indeed. So when you mentioned Kevin Samuels, do you think there's a problem if we're gonna, in terms of relationships and learn how to get back to this, maintaining a family unit?
Right.
Is there anything wrong with being more blunt? Do you feel as though, from a man's perspective, is there anything wrong with being more blunt in the way you talk to women and not hide behind? Some people, I'm not saying all brothers hide, but some people will feel like brothers hide behind a peace queen, Hotep queen. How you doing, mother goddess or sister or whatever? If a brother's that's just more directly like, yo, you like, is some people may feel that's not the proper way for a man to talk. to a woman. So do you see anything wrong with the brothers, not just that brother, but any brother's bluntness when it comes to communicating with the queens out here?
Well, we should have mindful speech, and there's a way to be master your bluntness, which is mastering your truth.
Master your bluntness.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
not reckless, just G checking somebody, inspecting
Right.
high
Right.
quality response, right?
Right.
Most people are on the defense when you talking to them, right? So, if you want to be more effective in your communication, you be honest. That's the first virtue you want to hold true. But you know what I'm saying? Your delivery of your bluntness or your truth virtue will yield based upon the frequency that you're able to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're trying to, if a man's trying to speak truth to power to a woman, and he wants a woman to see where he's coming from, right? He has to get the contact that she's coming. She's in her emotional mastery. That's where she lives at. She's already there. So you say, okay, I'm dealing with a sister that is in her emotional mastery. I'm trying to get her to be more objective in her thinking because she's subjected already. I'm trying to have her be objective, right, to her subjectivity. So maybe my approach can still be strong, still be alpha and hard, but maybe how I deliver it. Because if my purpose is not to take her head off, but my purpose is to get understanding, right? Then the method that you go at it, how the frequency, your tone. See, a man has to master his tone and his cadence, right? How are you speaking to a woman? Will she receive the information? Because if it's about having her gain understanding, it's the way you spit it, right? If you're just trying to be a toxic alpha and you just want to knock her head off with, my way or the highway, well, but just be prepared, Brother Rich, to receive that which you delivered. So it's about, that's why I said earlier, Brother Rich, about the power, our superpower. One of our superpowers is compassion for one another. And I speak about the archetype of Dr. Umar's tone and the archetype of Dr. Samuel's tones. Both are necessary for the whole man to function, right?
So what advice would you give to brothers? Because I guess a lot of the brothers are saying that when we use the term modern woman, brothers feel like the modern woman isn't the same as the woman in your mother's generation. So you'll see brothers on video or on the street. They'll say, "Yo, I gotta be aggressive because that's all she understands." So
Right.
what would you say to a young brother who feels like he has to talk aggressive or behave in an aggressive manner because that's the vibe that he's getting from the woman in his immediate community?
Well, again, I bring it back. All responsibility to the man. It's our fault. We have to hold the. So, first of all, what type of woman are you attracting, young man? Right. So the women are ultimately going to be the cadence to which you're. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, I encourage brothers to do the man heal thyself. You have to take accountability for you, right? And know when to go within and to clean up your emotional body, clean up get a greater understanding of how you need to function so you can be a master communicator. See, because the women are the wombs, they hold the frequency. And then they hold it and they can germinate it and they birth based upon the seed that you're putting in. So if you feel like you have to be aggressive and you have to knock her head off with gaining understanding, well then she's gonna take that, she's gonna nurture that frequency, that resonance, and she's gonna birth to you back that chaos. So my challenge to the men is not to give our sisters a pass from that, is to check ourselves. We have to first establish that we are valuable. Right? This I said, Brother Rich, I said earlier about the self-audit, the emotional audit, the mental audit, the physical, and the mental audit. Really getting, the more man knows himself, the better he can communicate effectively. See, we want effective communication. We want power communication, right? See, a woman loves a man that's into himself because he looks like he's self-contained. Well, what's that brother about, man? He's always working. He's well put together. He's groomed. He's into himself, right? So we need to encourage our brothers to continue to pour into yourself to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Really activate your Godhead. And if the woman is not in harmony in my aunt, if you need to lay down the truth to her and hardness to her, just do it with compassion, mindful speech, mindful communication. Because see, we're trying to encourage our brothers we need to rebrand the man. Man needs to be rebranded. You know, men everywhere are our responsibility, Brother Rich. It's not our women. Our women are doing the best they could. It's men. We are each other's responsibility. Right. So the more we can actually each one teach one, each one reach one, pass these tools and principles on from that we have mastered ourselves to our brothers, then we're actually creating more of a healed whole man. But if we are selfish with our brothers and we want to dominate over our brothers, we want to backbite and talk low on them and not work and not be willing to be harmonious with our brothers, well, it's only a matter of time before the women show you your work in the world. So yeah, I'm not like those guys. I'm my own guy, right? So you're separating yourself from the church and state. But a whole man is never separated from church and state. The church is his state. He is the shrine. He is the mosque. He is the cathedral. He is the temple, right? And so this is what I'm saying, Brother Rich, is that you, me, the pillars, all of us brothers, we have to continue to pour into each other to be the best versions of ourselves. So we have communication with our woman. We stand on our signal as valuable, as discerning men. And when our women will take that resonance and birth it back to us. And this is what it takes time. But like I said, our superpower is, Brother Rich, compassion, having compassion. If we can start there, then we are where our ancestors' dreams may manifest. 500 years of chattel slavery and disconnect, by just practicing mindful speech and compassion with each other, we're honoring our ancestors. It's not easy because some of our sisters also, some of them, not all of them, are low vibrational. Like I said in the beginning with Dr. Samuels, Dr. Umar's criticism of him was super. How he's asking the woman how she looks and but Dr. Umar respectively did not understand what the sister's question and comment was. The sister came to Dr. Samuels and said, I want a man that's 8 figures. And all he says, well, you have to be a woman that can contain a man with 8 figures. That's nothing wrong with that. So if we don't begin to have this critical communication with each other, Brother Rich, with compassion, we can be critical, we can be hard, but I would signal and pray that from this conversation that we walk away with that understanding.
Indeed. Okay. Great conversation, family. Shout out to everybody that's in the room.
Well,
having a wonderful conversation with Supernova Slum. Show them that book, my brother.
Yes.
Before we continue.
Heal thyself.
Man, heal thyself. We talking about mental health. We talking to the brothers. I'm gonna have to show for the queens next month or in July with Queen of Four dealing with women and mental health. Up, show that one. What's the name of that one? It's Sacred Woman.
Yes. The guide to healing the feminine body, mind, and spirit. So when we can start to really and support our women and be sacred, and our women feel that they're valuable, right? She didn't want a man that's 8 figures, but she's building her 8 figures in her emotional space, her mental space. You know what I'm saying? Her womb space. She's building that in herself. And then the brothers is pouring in himself. He's doing his inner work. And then together, they complement each other. See how that goes? They work. They're so focused on doing the work. Remember earlier we said, Brother Rich, that the symbol for myrrh, well, the symbol for love is the plow. Myrrh.
Yeah, right.
Plow. So if we're both working on ourselves, we can be better complements for each other.
Indeed. Is that oh, I thought that was King. Shout out to King Simon. Okay, yeah, that is King Simon. Shout out to King Simon, my brother. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I didn't forget about you, my brother, but I did mention you being the king of numerology early in the show. Yeah. So shout out to the brother King Simon. I didn't forget about you, my brother. I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow, my brother. Supernova Slum. So in terms of men and I guess our frustration
Yes.
with the culture and with what's going on with this whole with our families and with women in general, a lot of it ties back into men. What they would say, you remember the songs, Papa was a Rolling Stone, or our inability to be faithful to one woman has wreaked havoc on our community. I mean havoc. I mean, what they said, scorned woman. How that saying go about a scorned woman? You don't, hell hath no fury like a scorned woman. A woman scorned. So a lot of that is a result of the man cheating on her. And we've seen, oh man, fights, people get killed. So many things happen because of a man's inability to be faithful. And the brothers is out here saying, Supernova, like, listen, that just ain't our nature. This traditional family that they pushing in America, that's not who we are. Right. So y'all want us to be something, but that's not our nature. We just not meant to. I'm not talking for me in particular. I'm with a queen, but I'm just saying in general, or just don't all brothers feel that way. But in general, I get that that's how brothers is feeling. Like, yo, this just ain't who we are. We ain't never gonna change this. Brother, so what's your thoughts on that, brother?
My thing, brother, bitch, if you're gonna be a man that practices polygyny or polyamory, be a man that's honest. Be an honest man. See, because the honesty is your superpower. We talk about superpowers, right? Passion, honesty. You said, brother, being front, being real. Keep it 100. Now, all women are not necessarily gonna be aligned with that, but there are sisters that are willing to work with you based upon your, she's gonna do an audit. She's gonna, well, who are you to request? Brother, master your relationship with one. Use that master relationship with one, right? And if you have the capacity to facilitate more wombs, now your first relationship becomes an example where other sister wives come into. But if you're not disciplined with yourself first, as a man in your own healing, and then be able to complement and master one relationship, brother, you're walking into absolute utter chaos. So, for the brothers out there that are practicing multiple extended families, first internal audit. Do your daily pouring into yourself, strengthen your body, mind, spirit. If you have the capacity outside yourself to love another being, master that with that one woman. That one woman becomes the example. She becomes a second woman complement to your work and what you're doing, and you with her. Then if you're going to add to the family, it's in truth. You add a sister that's building on what you two establish. Right? And then the third sister, the fourth sister, right? And so now your capacity will be expanded. And now you have to be more responsible to maintain your extended capacity. So it's a lot just for a man to pour into himself, right? And not forget to make sure that he is an accountable man. Then to have a relationship with another human being. Then to multiply it. So for some brothers, Brother Rich, I would say if you have the capacity to be moving and grooving, do it honestly. Because see, the brothers that moving and doing the shadow movement, right? You're only adding to the chaos, that none of us are healing from.
I think Supernova, I think a lot of brothers think they could be faithful to one woman, but when they get tested, that's when they like, damn, but a lot of brothers will be like, yo, my mind was telling me no, but then my other brain was telling me yes. So a lot of brothers, they may really try to be faithful, but once again, it just seemed like it's just not in their nature.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that goes back to honesty, Brother Rich. We men, again, we have to do the daily audit. We have to, man must know thyself. Okay, the more you pour into yourself, dear brothers, you work on forgiving what was not available to you in your growth and development, and you face your truth. You are men that facilitate responsibly multiple interactions. Just be honest with yourself. The problem with the sisters is they think they got you, and then they find out that you're spreading your seed everywhere. So, but if they know that you are a high value man, and then you have the capacity to facilitate more than one, and you're an honorable, truthful man, then the women will compliment that or not. Right? So then brothers have the respect of a sister's not with that, because again, you want to find a relationship, Brother Rich, that is a complement to what your signal is, right? So if you are a brother that's I need a tribe, I'm trying to establish my tribe, then that's the signal, I would say, to establishing yourself first, establishing your work in the world, acquire your physical material abundance, show that you're a man of a Fortune 500 man, that you have multiple businesses, you can facilitate, children's got jobs, wives got jobs, like you're a provider, you can be a master provider. And then as a master provider, you're truly honest. Well, listen, I'm not looking for a monogamous situation. I'm a man that is looking to build my tribe. Right?
Hey,
Brothers don't come with that clarity, Brother Rich. Brothers a lot of times come with just the sticking and moving, the pop of what's Rolling Stone.
Supernova, what do you think about this response to what you're saying? I'm assuming this is a brother. In this society, more than likely, you have to lie. Most women haven't been raised in a family-oriented environment and are steeped in Western romantic propaganda. They're way too possessive. So this brother he's hearing, or sister, they're hearing what you're saying, but they're saying, listen, that sound good, but when you really faced with that, it's like, you don't even have that option to be that honest sometimes.
Well, again, Brother Rich, the honesty is a virtue of self. Starts with you. So the first person you're dishonest with is you. I would say, if you are a brother that can facilitate multiple women, do not dumb down. Don't lie. Stick on your honest alpha man square. Say, no, this is what I'm the man. I am high value. This is what I've accumulated in my life. This is what I'm looking to build. And I'm not gonna if I gotta go somewhere else to get it. Some brothers may have to activate that visa, or activate that passport, and go to the continent. You can fit America and Africa over 50 times. Right? So the maybe your local neighborhood or Atlanta, New York, and Atlanta, New York, and LA is too many for you. If you really want to be abundant and tribesmen, you may need to go abroad and meet other sisters from other African cultures. If you want to keep it in the melanated family, there's sisters that have different types of cultural bylaws and mores that are different from Western women. But Western women are the product of 500 years of indentured servitude. So you dealing with the Western woman, you have to have a compassion for our sister. They dealing with some serious stuff that you're dealing with. But if you want to expand past Western women, then don't play the sisters here. Now this is where I would activate Dr. Umar's spirit about him saying, don't disrespect our women. Go abroad. Go to a Muslim-dominated country where that's the standard, and you ain't gotta lie, because that's the cultural standard. But to try to show up like that in the West, and you're dishonest, and you're not on your alpha square, and you don't even communicate the honesty to yourself, but then you want the right to have multiple women, brother. Can you master one? Master one, and then if the women see fit to align with you, they will. And if they're not here, brother, they're somewhere else.
Hey man, I salute the brothers who are able to, do it right. Like I see how Brother Polite moves with his queens, and it's commendable to see the brother move the way he moves. And just me having one queen, for 15 years. That woman out of
let me put some celebration on that, brother. Bitch. To be in our age range, that's so. Yeah. So look what you just shared, brother Rich. You just shared you and your queen, and then Brother Polite and his queens. Two powerful. Different. You showed I father further through time. 15 years. He showed I mastered capacity. Both are virtuous, powerful attributes. Why? Because you are honest, and your woman is a reflection of your honesty. Brother Polite with his wives, he's honest. And then they are honest in that cadence. So you just showed it from monogamy, 15 years, that's powerful, right? To a brother that has the capacity in his truth to expand. But what people don't forget about Brother Polite started with Aminette. That was right. About that. That was together. They were together when they were 15, 16 years old. So she was the first wife. They mastered the relationship first. And so every other addition to the tribe was a complement to what the initial union was founded on.
What do you think, Supernova? I want to ask you one more question. That I want to get a couple of questions from the people. That they I see they're very active in the chat.
Emily,
This comment made me think of a question from Tiffany Hooker. Tiffany Hooker said men have a hard time taking care of multiple kids, let alone multiple women. I think sometimes, Supernova, the problem is brothers, their nature is to be with more than one woman, but their pockets ain't right for whatever reason.
Absolutely.
You can blame it on society, you can blame it on them, whatever, but their pockets ain't right.
Right.
So we're telling them, nigga, your pockets got to be right if you want more than one woman. And that brother saying, well, goddamn, I got to have 100,000 just to be with, like, that's just who I am. Why I got to have 100,000 just to be more than one woman if that's just who I am naturally?
I would say our sisters will now have to raise their value, because they have to say, I refuse to deal with that type of man, right? Because that brother is only fueled because there's a group of women that give him access, because those group of women don't value themselves enough to allow him to raise up his standard with them, right? So like the water seeks its level. Either the man has to say, you know what, let me just take a fast from being with all these women, focus on myself, get my life correct, get my life right, master my emotional self, my emotional body, heal my childhood trauma, so I won't bring my childhood trauma into my next relationship, right? Because that confusion that man's walking with, he's sticking and moving into all those wounds, and those wounded wounds, like Dr. Phil Valentine talks about, those wounded wounds also are giving him debris, giving him heavy karma. So we're just vibrationally just lowering each other's auric field, because we're not doing the inner healing work. So our sisters are holding the pain in the wombs. Our brothers are holding their pain in their hearts, right? And so I would encourage those brothers, value yourself. That starts with you, divine brother. You are sacred, brother. No one told you today, brothers, I'm talking to you, black men, you are sacred. You are worthy of high value. You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of taking time every day to do the self accountability audit, so you can be the best version of yourself. And sisters, you do not have to settle for brothers who are not in their Godhead. You can keep a strong, powerful woman signal and encourage him by you saying, hey, black man, you want access to this womb? You're going to have to do, right? And you'd be surprised how many brothers will be just needed to hear that. They just needed that inspiration, that anointing. If our women are really our goddesses and our queens, then when the woman speaks, she's either anointing you to build you up, or she's breaking you down.
Indeed, brother. I want to somebody was texting me. I want to get some questions, family. Give me some questions for Supernova Slum. Such a wonderful, much needed conversation. Black men out there, talk to me, brothers. Y'all in the chat, man. Talk to us. Let us know how you feel. Let us know how you feel about this conversation. Talk to us. I think this is an important conversation with us just releasing things that we've been holding inside of us that never benefited us.
Yes.
Yeah. So talk to us, black man. Black women, talk to us. Let us know if there's something you would like us to do, or something you would like to say to us that you think may benefit our mental health. So I'm gonna let y'all give me I'm gonna take a couple of questions. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Supernova Slum. I will be on with Queen of Four probably next month, family. We're gonna deal with women and mental health. So show that book, The Sacred Woman. So today we were dealing with the brothers. When I talk to the Queen, we're gonna deal with the sisters and the mental health for sisters, and what people are calling, or Kevin Samuels is calling, the modern woman. People feel like the modern man is different from the man that we read about, the kings of ancient Egypt. They feel like the modern woman is different from the queens of ancient Egypt. So we're treating each other differently because we feel like we don't come from that line right there. But we're gonna have a good conversation. Let me see what the you said they could get that book on Amazon, by the way, right, Supernova?
Yes, brother. It's Man Heal Thyself, The Wellness Warrior's Journey to Self-Mastery by Supernova Slam and Queen of Four. It's available on Amazon.
Okay, okay, great. This is okay. Healthy Girl T says, how can I help my son who said he's depressed and therefore he smokes marijuana?
All right. Well, depression. Well, I mentioned earlier about taking a sacred healing bath. Okay, something in your smoking. He's trying to be getting in a relaxed state because he's in an agitated state. So I would say if you could get some mineral salt, you can find it at Whole Foods or Vitamin Shop or your local pharmaceutical. You can get 4 to 8 pounds of salt. You can add lavender, some eucalyptus inside of the Epsom, and you make your son a nice warm bath. Sit him in that. Put some relaxing music on, and automatically, whatever he was that trauma, that blockage that he was having, it'll roll right off him. Put him in. That's what Mother Queen of Food did with me when I was going through in my development. I had many bouts of in and out of the street life and just rebelling against my mother's teachings, and she would she would get with me, put me into that healing bath, and immediately all of that debris I had with life and how I felt about myself, I would come right into that oneness and that one point. So like I said, sis, 4 to 8 pounds of Epsom salt. You can add your own tinctures to it. Some eucalyptus is calming for the nerves. You can add some lavender. It's also calming for the senses. And just put some really relaxing meditation or some binaural beats, which is good for his auric field. Have that playing, have him soak for 30 to 45 minutes, and your son will come out brand new.
All right. Elevated Engineering wants to know, I guess my question is, are men evolving or devolving?
Well, I would say man as a whole is responsible for himself. He is responsible for his journey, his life, and his self-mastery. So I would say we're at a flashpoint. We're at a medium balance right now. Some brothers are stuck into old programming, and there are other men that are really expanding and going within, right? And so, like I said with Brother Rich earlier, is that men are men's responsibility. So the more that we actually activate the tenet of each one teach one, each one reach one, as one man heals and reveals and gets stronger, he passes on those tenets to the next man, and we ultimately rebrand man.
All right. Live Life says, why should we listen to women who don't even like us? Supernova.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't. You should. But you want to say all women, like there are women who probably do not like you, right? But then, but if you look at your journey objectively, there were probably women on your journey that like your mother, your grandfather, your sister, your cousins, women in your neighborhood, girlfriends. Maybe you were not ready to receive. You know what I'm saying? The knowledge, the wisdom that women bring to the table at the time. So I would say again, practice gratitude. And may you journey in grace, because maybe it's the time to take the self audit, Brother Rich, right there. Have to take a self audit and change some things inside, so he can attract a better quality of the woman.
All right. True wants to know, at Supernova Salute, should we be totally healed before entering into relationship or heal and build together? Very good question.
Great question. Thank you, Sister True. So healing is a lifelong journey. Nobody completely healed. We're on
Yes.
everyday self audit. You're doing an audit of your emotional body, mental body, spiritual body. You're finding ways to create a cadence in your life, rituals, practices that can allow you to have a better quality of life. You first want to establish that cadence in yourself and get a rhythm going. So woman knows thyself, man knows thyself. And then if you have a partner in the relationship and they are excited also to do that internal work, then that can be an established daily ritual that you do together. Y'all both may do your prayer work together. You may do your altar work together. Your altar is your energy station that you acknowledge your ancestors with, right? So you may ancestral work together. You may do a fast together, a purge together. So if you're in a relationship that both partners are willing to do the work, then daily you all can be others healing journey.
Indeed. Let's see. I said, beautiful. What if you don't have a bathtub for the soap?
Okay.
I know sitting in water is powerful.
That's great. Okay, cool. So you can create with a spirit do is you can take some herbs and you can put them on, boil them in a pot. You can actually take the same concoction I said. You could take some lavender leaves, some eucalyptus leaves, some lavender oil, and you could take at least 2 to 4 pounds of the Epsom salt. You boil it in the water, allow it to steep and to marinate, and you can add some basil leaves to that, some mint leaves if you want, right? And then you take a pot or a bowl in your shower, and you slowly pour it on yourself over in the hot shower. With the extra basil leaves and the eucalyptus leaves, you use it as an exfoliant. Okay, so the skin is the largest organ on the body. So you're taking all of those leaves and you're brushing on your shoulders and your neck and your face, and then and then after that, after you pour all the heated bath on you, you stay in the shower for at least 10 to 15 minutes and just practice on your deep breathing, practice on centering yourself, set your visualized intention, and you will come out of that bath renewed and restored out of the shower.
Indeed. I'm gonna take about 3 more questions, y'all. Could I introduce this to my man who is not conscious net? This is Sharina Tyler.
Sabrina Tyler, I would immediately tell you to go to Amazon and get a copy of Man Heal Thyself, The Wellness Warrior's Journey to Self-Mastery, and just say, hey, beloved, I got you a beautiful gift, a book that I think that you would benefit from. And when he opens the first page, and it's going to speak to him because it's speaking in a way that is pouring back into him. Okay, so he may not be ready to fully go through the transformation, but get him the book as a gift and allow him to take the first step.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And that's beautiful that you want to introduce consciousness to your man. So I definitely commend you for that, Sharina.
Incredible, yeah. Hey,
Oh,
now you see how that sister communicated that goes against what the brother said. Our women don't, pour into us, or women talk down on us. So she's an example of a woman that sees the power of a man, the potential of a man, wants to do everything she can to support him. So there are women out here that are further in the development, but they're not leaving us. They want to reach back to lend a support to the brothers and see their men evolve and strengthen too.
indeed. Rod Key, how could sacred women help men and women and vice versa? I hope I don't really understand it that much. Do you understand the question?
Well, I mean, support. It's like the sister said. Sacred woman. A woman that is doing her sacred work, right? That and she's becoming a better version of herself. She becomes a better complement to you. And as you go as a man, to complement your sacred woman, you're becoming a man that is on your self-mastery healing journey. So both of y'all work in tandem to complement each other on your daily healing journey.
Indeed, family. I think I'm going to end it there. I don't see any more. Brothers, man. How y'all not going to ask more questions, man? We had sisters coming with the questions. Like, come on, y'all.
Let me read it to the brothers real quick. Let me pour this into y'all real quick. The Wellness Warrior Man. We recognize and salute the Wellness Warrior Man, healing champion, who has traveled beyond the state common. He is a man that is willing to take on his self-mastery. You are still on your quest to becoming the supreme man of your personal power. Wellness Warrior Man is diligently on his path to wellness. It takes your full force, full attention, and your convictions to break the cycle of toxic mental, physical, sexual, dietary addictions and tap into your inner wholeness, brothers. The Wellness Warrior Man has become so aware of himself that he is willing to fight every day to maintain his growth and development. In order to maintain a healthy and vibrant lifestyle, the Wellness Warrior lives a detoxification and rejuvenation daily. He protects himself from falling prey to toxic living with over abusing drugs, alcohol, and tobacco, as well as flesh foods, junk foods, and microwave processed foods. The Wellness Warrior transforms himself by any means necessary to become an enlightened whole man, body, mind, and spirit. The Wellness Warrior is a force to be reckoned with. He will fight for his wellness, his whole being, his supreme consciousness. The Wellness Warrior not only will defend his right to live a healthy and vibrant life, but he also fights for his family, his friends, and his community. He is a warrior for the global shift of wellness. I say unto you, wellness warriors, be convicted, pick up your sword of life, and cut through your blockages, and break through, and activate the power of your wellness of optimum living. Wellness salute, beloveds.
Wellness salute, my brother. That was powerful. That was powerful, man. Wow. Wow, man. I mean, this was a great show, family. This was a great show. I hope y'all, I know y'all got something out of it. And I'm glad both the sisters and the brothers is watching and listening. Just like when I have Queen of Fool on here in a month from now, brothers, I don't want just the sisters to be here. I want y'all to be here as well, so we can both learn from each other.
That's it. And right there, Brother Rich, that showed you of Dr. Umar's and Dr. because both of them really want us to be here for each other. Dr. Umar wants us to love and respect our women, right? And Dr. Samuels want our women to be the best versions of themselves for the men that they truly want. That's what he wants. He's like, okay, if you really say you want this type of man, step up. So we want to encourage our sisters to step up into your sacred womanship. Our brothers, step up into your wellness selves. And let's make a commitment to our commitment to be the best versions of ourselves.
Hey, Supernova, leave your contact information for the people. And somebody did ask, do you do counseling to teens? So answer that and leave your contact information before we get out of here, brother.
Okay, well, I'm currently running a rites of passage called the Wellness Warriors Rites of Passage. It's an online training we do twice a year. We have 60 brothers that we're taking through the healing journey right now. And the next one is opened up in September. So you can go to www.queenafua.com. That's QUEENAFUA.com and check into the schools tab. And you can check into Wellness Warriors, and that's coming up in September. So we'll be happy to have y'all join us for that. Y'all can follow me on all social media handles here on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook at Supernova Slom, SUPANOVASLOM. Subscribe to me here on YouTube. I'll be back to be with my beloved brother Rich. And thank you, family. Wellness Warrior salute. And you can get this book right here by myself and my mother, Queen Afua. Man, Heal Thyself, the Wellness Warrior's Journey to Optimum Wellness, to Self-Mastery. It's available on Amazon.
Indeed. Once again, family, I want to thank you for tuning in for tonight's episode. I'm going to be back on the air tomorrow night. So probably around 9 o'clock, same time. So come back tomorrow night. I'll be back live again. But I want to thank the host, Supernova Slom. I mean, brother's been doing work for years and for years on the music scene, on the health scene, on the lecture scene. I mean, just in so many different areas for our community, man. So, brother, thank you for the great, awesome work. I look forward to having you back on here. This is Brother Rich, UGR with Supernova Slom. Peace.
Peace.